Yeah. Okay. I'll put that in as a yes. Councillor Philip McKinney. Let's see, Philip. I'll call again in the end. Councillor Aileen Mellon.
And Shaw Mara.
Thanks, Aileen. Councillor Sean Manu.
Here, Maura.
Thanks, Sean. We'll just call back again because sometimes it just takes a wee while for people to get in. Just call again. Councillor Paul Gallagher. No. And once again, Councillor Philip McKinney. No. Okay, thank you. That's it. Thanks, Chair.
Maura, I'm here too. Kieran.
Kieran, yes. Kieran, I put you down. I seen you coming on there.
All right, dead on.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, Maura. Members, I'm going to move on now to the statement for remote meetings. And I know it's something we're all familiar with. I would like to remind everyone who is in the remote attendance that this meeting will be broadcast live via Council's YouTube channel and will be available for viewing by the public and the media. The broadcast will be available for repeated viewing at a later date. This broadcast may be terminated or suspended in accordance with Council's protocol. Members and approved speakers are reminded they only have their mics and cameras on when speaking at the meeting and to use the chat facility they request to speak. Members are reminded that in committee meetings they must use a video conferencing facility and may not phone into the meeting. Members must be present for the entirety of an item presented to the committee for decision. If an item, you're confirming that you're present for the entirety of that item. Members and approved speakers are further reminded that the addendum to the protocol for the operation of the Planning Committee, Derry City and Strabane District Council, May 2020, applicable to virtual meetings to be held due to COVID-19 pandemic, applies to this meeting. By participating in this meeting, you're consenting to being filmed and to the use of and storage of those images for broadcasting or training purposes and for the purpose of keeping historical records and making those records available to the public. A copy of the Council's privacy notice may be found on the Council website. Thank you, members. And I didn't think that we were going to be reading that message out of the Planning Committee so soon. But again, thanks for logging in. We're reconvening the meeting from yesterday, and as members will be aware, we've managed to complete all the applications in yesterday's meeting, and we've moved on to item 9 on your agendas, which is the review of the planning scheme of delegation. And I'm going to pass over to Maura to take us through.
Chair, do you mind if I just come in briefly?
Yeah.
John Boyle here. Chair, just to, I hadn't spotted it. I need to declare an interest in item number 12 in confidential business.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, John. And I know we called for conflicts of interest yesterday, but if there's any, is there anybody else that has been made aware of a conflict of interest?
Just to say, Chair, I had intended to, I just went out of my head, so now, okay. Now that I've remembered.
No, thank you, John. So we're going to move on and ask Maura to take us through the scheme of delegation. Maura?
We have a very brief report, which is an update in regard to the changes we made to the delegated scheme as response to the COVID pandemic initially. In the end, we changed 2 key aspects. One was the extent of housing development, which was offered up as delegated to officers, and that was lifted from 5 up to 49. And you can see from the report in that interim period from when we commenced this in March, we've actually issued 5 of those types of applications. And in terms of tree preservation notices, there's been considerable amount of work on that also in this interim period. And in terms of the delegation, there's been 2 tree preservation notices confirmed in the revised scheme, i.e. meaning that we didn't have to bring those into committee on top of all the other business that we had to attend. So just that's really the update, and I suppose it's a matter for members, but we had left this out for review so that members had an opportunity to consider that in the time period, and asked that it be brought back to members in September. So we are at that point, and we just wanted to get some feedback from members in terms of where we are with that particular change. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Laura. Members, can I ask anybody who wants to make a comment, could they type their name in the chat box? But as of now, there is a report there with the scheme of delegation, and we'll just invite members' comments. Councillor Boyle.
Thank you, Chair. I don't envisage anybody would want to change it at this point. I think it makes sense that we carry on as agreed in March for another little while, and then obviously review that again. That's what it says in the paper, and if everybody else is content, I propose that we do continue with that arrangement.
Thank you, Councillor Boyle. Alderman McClintock.
Thanks. Just a little bit of clarification, Chair. Last time I remember that we talked about tree preservation orders and the number of houses. We also had a discussion about the Ebrington site. Could I just clarify that any items for the Ebrington site would still be brought before committee? And as regards what Councillor Boyle said, it probably does make sense to continue this for a little while longer. Although I think 49 is quite high, but I can see the point of keeping going for another little while like this. Thank you.
Maura, do you want to come back on that specific issue on the applications relating to Ebrington Square?
Yeah, it has been the practice of officers to bring applications in relation to Ebrington. Now, we've obviously got more minor applications in the recent past, but where there's, I suppose, any sort of change of use or major application, we have been bringing them in material, whether they fit it into the delegated scheme or not. But if members were of a mind to continue that, which was raised before, we will obviously bring those in at the chair's request.
If I may come back in, I would request that they would be brought before us. Thank you.
Okay. No, that'll be done. So members, we've a proposal from Councillor Boyle. I'm not quite sure if Alderman McClintock had seconded that.
Yes, happy to.
Yeah. Are members content?
Sure.
Yes.
Members.
Chair, just briefly.
Okay, Councillor Keeler.
Thanks, Chair. I have no issue with the extension to the scheme of delegation. I just wonder, is maybe we should put a date on it again. You know, I don't have any sort of a date in mind. Maybe December, maybe January. To have a look, just so that it's kind of fixed, and it will definitely come back at a set.
I just see Councillor Dobbins has indicated that her preference would be January. And I suppose that makes sense. So we're content. There's a proposal to continue the scheme of delegation until January, proposed from Councillor Boyle and seconded by Alderman McClintock. Members, rather than ask for a vote, I'm going to just ask for dissenting voices. If there's no dissenting voices, then I'm going to take it that that's unanimous. Yep. Thank you, members. Moving on now to item 10, the consultation from the Fermanagh and Omagh changes to the local development plan draft strategy, and as Pontius on the line.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, members. You have a report before you. The purpose of this paper is to advise members that a consultation has been received from Fermanagh and Omagh District Council on proposed changes that they are proposing to their LDP draft plan strategy. The background is set out here. In summary, Fermanagh and Omagh District Council did their consultation on the draft plan strategy in late 2018, received 322 responses, and they have considered them now. This council has been consulted as an adjoining council, so we are officially set out in the regulations as a consultation body, and we are required to be consulted on any proposed changes to them. That council has proposed to make 133 different changes to their draft plan strategy at this stage before they submit it to the Department for Infrastructure. Those changes are, there's a whole range of changes. Some of them are very minor, from typos. Others are what are considered to be focused changes, which are fairly significant, non-minor, but they're not fundamental. And there are a number of other changes which that council believes don't actually affect the soundness, but they are they need to be consulted upon. As set out in summary of the report, all their proposed changes are set out in a schedule, and the link is given there. There are a whole range of changes. They cover housing, tourism, minerals, transport, economy, pretty much across their whole plan. A lot of them are sort of changes to text and wording, and mostly arising out of comments received from statutory consultees and other representations. I suppose our officers have gone through those proposed changes, and I suppose the key question from our council's point of view is, will any of the proposed changes have any impact or of concern to this council as an adjoining council? We have set out, we have concluded that none of them are of concern to ourselves. In fact, we watch with interest some of them in the wording, and there's always learning from other councils. But we have proposed in the appendix to submit a letter basically confirming that we have noted all their proposed changes and we're not concerned about any of them. But we look forward to the ongoing cooperation in both our LDPs. So, members, the recommendation is that this paper be noted, and the proposed changes that our adjoining council are proposing to make, and for members, if they agree, for us to proceed to issue that letter which is appended to this report. The deadline is the 11th of September, next Friday. That's all, Chair.
Thank you, Pontius. Members, are we content with the response? I know there's no indicated speakers, and I know the report is laid out fairly clearly for us. And the response is self-explanatory. And as Pontius has indicated, that we do have until the 11th they submit a response. So I'm going to I'm going to take the report as read, and the response. I'm going to take it that, given that there's no indicated speakers, I'm going to take it that members are satisfied with the response. But if members do wish to have any further comments or make any changes to that response, can I ask members to indicate members? Well, I think I might have lost these, but can I ask members to indicate by Monday at 5 p.m. until the list? Okay.
That's fine, Chair, thank you.
I had froze there for a minute. I wasn't sure if you caught me. So members, items number 11 and 12 and 13 are open for information. I'm going to go through each of them now, and if there's no indicated speakers, I'm going to take them as read. So item number 11, the plan and appeals update. Any comments, members? No. Item number 12, the one farm appeal, the on board Planella. Any comments, members? No. And 13, the list of decisions issued for July and August. Is there any comments or queries? No. Members, can I ask for a proposer and they go into confidential?
I propose that, John Boyd.
Second it, Jason Barr.
Thank you, members. I'll wait for confidential.